Welcome back to Wild Heritage Live. Today we have for you our 4 baby duckling chicks that just hatched on Saturday. So they are only 5 days old, and Mama Duck is hiding them right now. This is our mating pair, Donald and Daisy. Donald is the male standing up on top of the bale of hay, and Daisy is the mama protecting her chicks right now. So these ducks are called call ducks. That's spelled C-A-L-L. And they were originally called call ducks because they were a miniature breed of ducks bred to make duck calls for hunters while hunting. That is now illegal, and call ducks are the most popular pet duck because of their small size and their adorable nature. Our call ducks here have had babies for the last 2 years. And it's a really great and fascinating process to watch. The mama will lay several eggs in her nest that was right here. Now she no longer has to have the nest built up because she doesn't have to sit on them anymore. But she sits on the eggs for about a month long. And basically what happens is the tiny embryo inside of those eggs, as she applies warmth to them through what's called a brood patch of exposed feathers on her stomach that transfer heat to the eggs, keep them warm for about 30 days, and the embryo grows underneath the warmth and then finally hatches. They use their beaks to peck out of the shells, and then they emerge little wet, downy feathered chicks, and then they come on out and they start immediately walking. It's really impressive, and Mama immediately goes into Mama Duck mode and starts protecting them, starts showing them how to eat, starts showing them how to drink, how to splash around in water, and they immediately adapt their ducky instincts. Ducks have webbed feet to help them swim in water, and they have that curved bill to help them scoop up food and filter food out of water. She's protecting them from us right now because she's being a good mama duck. She doesn't want us to potentially hurt her duckies, even though we won't. She doesn't necessarily always know any better than to be in full-on protection mode. These ducklings have what's called down feathers right now. That's why they're so yellow and fluffy. They don't have their full-grown adult feathers like Mama Duck does for flight. They have little fussy fuzzies that are kind of like hair that really are just to keep them warm. It's really important for chicks to be warm still, even after they've hatched for a long time, probably about 3 weeks of constant warmth. Sometimes Mama Duck will sit on them for more warmth, or they'll bask in the sunshine here. And they really like to keep warm to be able to thermoregulate. Thermoregulate means being able to keep their same body temperature all the time. And it takes a couple weeks for them to be able to do that on their own. Once 3 weeks pass and they're able to do that on their own, they'll start growing their adult feathers. They'll lose those down feathers and start to grow larger and get those adult feathers. They grow so fast, so if you want to see them at this tiny size, I recommend you come within this next week. You can even come today and see them just like this as they are, and I have a fun little craft for you if you come. But take a good last look at them, and then we're going to go in and visit a duck Moby in the petting zoo so I can talk to you more about what a duck looks like up close and why, because we don't want to touch these duckies because we don't want Mama Duck to think that we don't respect her. But you can definitely see them if you come on down. Thank you, Mama Duck. All right. Hi, Boo. So I'm going to show you Moby and talk a bit about ducks in general. So not all ducks are domestic. In fact, there are a ton of species of wild ducks that are called waterfowl. And waterfowl, because they live in lakes, marshes, rivers, creeks, and they migrate all throughout all continents except for the Arctic and Antarctica. The first domesticated duck is the Peking duck. It was domesticated by the Chinese. I'm going to show you Moby here. Moby will stand right on this stage. They're very large ducks, each feather. This is literally just a plastic straw. And you take it and you cut a little mouthpiece on either side and you flatten it out on a piece of wood or the side of a table. And it makes a duck call.